Do you know what kind of creature waits for its own slaughter? Sheep.
This is Ubisoft's latest game. It's called For Honor, and it's set in a fantasy medieval setting where three factions in knights, Vikings, and samurai have been at war for 1,000 years, either owing to their own differences or goaded into it by another force, the game's primary antagonist, Apollyon. But that story merely exists as a dressing on top of what For Honor is designed to be, a multiplayer-focused action fighting game. There are three types of modes in the multiplayer section, which we've covered in our first impressions piece on the website. Before you dive into that though, it's worth spending some quality time with the two other sections, story mode and how to play. That will allow you to get acquainted with the controls and learn all the different combat nuances that For Honor comes with. Your preference between the two modes will depend on how you like to be trained. Obviously, the campaign will take place at its own pace, what with the cutscenes and all that jazz, but if you prefer something much more direct and would like to get into the online skull-busting action ASAP, then the standalone tutorial should be your cup of tea. Although the controls are easy to pick up, For Honor is anything but a button mashing experience. Combat in the game is a far cry from the jumpy physics world of modern FPS titles. The amount of armor heroes wear and the weight of their weapons feels true to what it must have been like in the Middle Ages. And the developers want you to feel the full extent of that. The first thing to do when facing a hero is to enter the guard position, which lets you lock onto your target. It lets you react to your opponent's moves in a strategic fashion, especially for blocking. Again, it's not a simple press of a button like in other games. For Honor will make you move your weapon in one of three directions: left, right, or top. So you need to keep an eye on your opponent's moves. With that, timing is crucial too, as is not being a turtle. Enemies can deal chip damage through your blocks or upset your steady stance by using the guard break option. That means you can't over-rely on your defense, or your health will deplete anyhow. Apart from the health bar, there's an additional stamina bar right underneath. Put simply, For Honor wants you to consider every swing of the sword or axe you make. Waste too many at the wrong moments and your swing and miss could prove costly. On surface level, the game may have the visual vibe of Ubisoft Montreal's famous series, Assassin's Creed, but For Honor is anything but that. It's an exercise in patience and as much in experience. We'll have a full review soon. Until then, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button below and subscribe to our channel. For more gaming and tech news, follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram at Gadgets360.